Hey, good morning. My name is Robbie Quick. I'm at our Blue Oaks campus, and we've been going through a series called Uncensored. Let Jesus Speak, really walking through the Sermon on the Mount. And you know what was funny is a couple weeks ago, Pastor Kurt was actually speaking. Matter of fact, he joked about how Pastor Andrew had gotten the meek or blessed are the poor in spirit. And then when it came to his week and his verse in the chapter, that he got adultery and sin and all this stuff. And he actually did an amazing job of that message. And through there, I was listening and some things really stuck out to me. So he was in Matthew 5. Let's start in verse 27. There's a key part in there that really stuck out to me I want to talk about this morning. It says, "You have heard that it is said, you shall not commit adultery. But I tell you that anyone who looks at a woman lustfully has committed adultery with her in his heart." Then it goes here. "If your right eye causes you to stumble, gouge it out and throw it away. It is better for you to lose one part of your body than your whole body to be thrown into hell." Then it says this, "And if your right hand causes you to stumble, cut it off and throw it away. It is better for you to lose one part of your body than for your whole body to go to hell." As you just heard that and read that, that is a powerful scripture. I mean, it could be even scary. And in a simple read, my first thoughts are, why are there not a lot more people with their right hand missing and a lot more people with their eyes gone if we're listening to the words of Jesus? Well, if you heard the sermon Pastor Kurt talked about, he said it's hyperbole. And what Jesus is saying there is he's saying, listen, if there's something that causes you to sin, stop it from happening. And I sat there and I reflected on that, and I started reflecting on sin because as a believer, as we come to church and when we hear the gospel and we hear the truth, we kind of get this idea like, okay, there's sin, it separates us from God, it's evil, it's wrong, we need to stop. And then as the sinners that we are, we continue to struggle with certain things. And so instead of just letting it go away and giving it to God and asking for forgiveness, we sometimes tend to just kind of put on a mask and act like we're perfect, we're forgiven, sin's gone, when really we're actually still struggling. Well, let me explain to you this way. There's a parable where Jesus walks up on a woman who had been caught in the act of adultery. And all these people in that law, they would throw stones and you'd be murdered. If you were caught in the act of adultery, you'd be murdered by stones. Can you imagine being hit by stones and killed? It's nuts. Jesus walks up and they try to test him. They try to trick him. They go, "What do you say? She was caught. What do you think?" And he just, I wasn't there, but in my mind's eye, I see this. He goes, "Well, whichever one of you is without sin, cast the first stone." A quick read of that, you realize they all begin to drop their stones and they leave. Matter of fact, Jesus was the only one at the scene without sin who could have thrown a stone. And he didn't. He walked up there and he said something powerful that really spoke to me. He says, "Where are your accusers? If they don't condemn you, nor do I." Here it is, though. Here it is, though. A lot of us like to hold on to that one and we go, "Oh, see, it's okay if you sin." No. He looks her in the eyes. Again, I wasn't there. This is my mind's eye. And he says, "Now go and sin no more." Man, I think some of us are afraid to really be honest and come clean before God, saying, "God, here I am. Here's my sin. Here's what I've done or what I've thought or what I want to give it to you," because sin separates you from God. Sin kills. Lust plus sin equals death. The scripture is very clear. And what we've come to do as Christians is just begin to hide and pretend and almost put on a mask at times. I'm not saying everybody, but a lot of us right now where we're at, instead of come to a place where we're going, this is not good for me. And all Jesus is really looking for is a repentant heart, saying, "God, here I am. Search me. Take it from me. And let me walk in the forgiveness that you died on that cross and rose again so that I could have it." It's the gospel, folks. It's the gospel that we would walk in freedom. So don't put yourself down. Don't walk in shame. Don't walk in all this negativity that other Christians or other people put on you. Simply come before God and do what he asked us to do. Go and sin no more. A little bit of a harsh one, but I hope it really spoke to you. I hope it encouraged you in some ways to be able to be honest before God because he loves you. He's forgiven you. He's got a plan for you. And it's a good one. Take care.